Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock here on Thursday night, June the 19th, our last day of spring. Summer starts tomorrow. This is the First Alert Weather Show at 9. Glad you're here. We stream every night at 9. If you have questions, comments, you can log them on the 14 News Facebook page. Comment thread there, and I'll look at some of those about halfway through the show. Excuse me. That is actually the Twin Bridges behind us there, kind of a strange background picture there. It looks like we've got fireworks going on, just headlights. Clear overnight, warmer Friday, and of course we have that triple-digit heat moving in for the weekend and early next week. There are no showers or storms to show you tonight on the radar, at least not anywhere nearby. We'd have to go all the way out to the eastern coast or down to the Gulf in order to see any remaining showers. Still a few strong to severe thunderstorms out around Raleigh and up the East Coast, but for the most part things have quieted down here across the Midwest, and we will remain under a dome of high pressure for several days, so no storm threat through the weekend, and probably for much of next week we will remain dry. Temperatures will be the big story. It's going to warm up. We will see highs in the middle 90s every day for maybe the next 7, which is definitely qualifies as a heat wave. Our risk for health impacts from that heat will increase as the temperature and the feels like temperature go up. Looks like our worst days will likely be on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. The red here showing that you could have health issues from the heat if you get overexposed, not enough liquids, not enough rest or shade. So please use a lot of caution there this weekend and next week for ball practices, outdoor work. If you're a worker outdoors, you already know this stuff. But for the casual gardener, lawn worker, whatever, just be careful. Temperatures will get into the triple digits beginning Saturday on the heat index and stay there through early next week. And as I mentioned, a pretty quiet hourly forecast behind us there. Just no energy in the atmosphere to be converted into showers or storms. And it looks like a dry 7 days here. The GFS painting maybe a little bit of rain with scattered showers and storms late next week. Everybody is now heating up in the wake of those storms that came through yesterday, and it only goes up from here. We're currently at 77 at the station, 81 degrees in St. Louis, a little bit warmer the farther west you go. It'll be a mild night out there, just a little warmer than we've had, and maybe not quite as humid until very early tomorrow morning. We were up to 86 today. We dropped down to 69 this morning, so nearly normal on the temperatures, and yet another orange day there with temperatures in the 80s. No rainfall, but our month continues along here with a big, healthy surplus of rain. Even if we don't get another drop for the remainder of the month, we will come in ahead of normal, a wetter than normal month. Typical June's about 4.5 inches of rainfall, actually a little less than that. For tomorrow, temperatures rise to near 90, and you see the big map here with high pressure right in the middle. We get this ring of fire where we have all the showers and storms around the periphery of that high pressure, but here where we are basically sealed out from any active weather as the high drifts through and then sets up to our east to start pumping in that tropical moisture off the Gulf for much of next week. So it's going to be just like Florida here in the tri-state, hot and humid. Mid-90s, as I mentioned before, and lows only in the middle 70s. Our best chance for rain may be coming our way by Wednesday or Thursday next week. But even then, I think we're looking mainly at scattered showers and storms. 67 overnight with clear skies, and the high tomorrow up to 90. The 7-day forecast, I think we've pretty well hammered home the point. It's going to be hot and humid across the board, and that above average heat stays with us perhaps all the way into the beginning of July, as well as the frequent rainfall out there. All right, this is a make good because I misspelled the Jasper Colley's name up there. I like having everything just right here. You're probably saying, well, then why didn't you fix it yesterday? Well, I was in a hurry. So here we are. Harold, again, from Jasper Colley. Thanks, Jasper, for being patient with us here and sending your kitty there. Hopefully he got that flea or whatever he's scratching. They do scratch a lot, don't they? They tick, 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 tick. Like to do that. All right, let's see what's on your minds this evening. Caden Shepard, what's the weather on Saturday? Hazy, hot, humid, around 94. What's the weather on Saturday in Muhlenberg County? Hot and humid, hazy, high of around 94. Lenny's on there this evening. Jeff Miller enjoyed the podcast with Dan Katz. Well, great. I'm glad you liked that one. Nancy Perry knew the heat wave was going to show up. Yep, it was just a matter of time. Let's see. Scott Willoughby, only with no access to the beach or the Gulf winds. Right. So other than that, and you know, we're just like Florida up here in the tri-state. Yes, good point, good point. All right, let me show you one other thing here. I talked about the heat dome kind of blocking us out from active weather, and that's a persistent pattern, and I would say 5 days of mid-90s is persistent enough, but this time of the year you have to remember that the jet stream is already in retreat. It's typically up here close to the U.S.-Canadian border, and that's why the severe weather season, by the way, moves up into Minnesota, North Dakota, and the northern tier of states this time of the year. It's more common to have severe weather there. We can still get it here in the tri-state, but it is their peak season. That heat dome then expands, and because of that, the high pressure is there, and we get very little intrusion of showers, storms, or clouds. The key takeaways with a heat wave are pretty much common sense, every one of them. Just slow down, drink more fluids, stay out of the heat if you can, but watch for signs of heat exhaustion or heat stroke. So if you start getting dizzy, or you're not sweating, or you're profusely sweating, then get indoors or cool down. There are two heat advisory types that you'll probably be hearing next week. The first one, the more common, is the heat advisory, and that's for when we're expecting the heat and humidity combination to make it feel like about 100 to 105 degrees. And if it persists for more than 3 or 4 days, you'll get a heat advisory. Excessive heat warning usually pertains more to urban areas where it simply can't cool down because of the concrete and crowding and so forth. Larger cities like St. Louis, but Evansville, even Owensboro, Henderson are marginally warmer than the surrounding countryside because of concrete and traffic and the usual things. An excessive heat warning, though, is when we could see more of a health threat, life-threatening heat. And that's because during that time, a lot of folks, especially without air conditioning, don't have a way to cool down. And if the low doesn't get below, say, 75 or so at night, then you're stuck in this very hot, humid regime, and with no escape. But the key number there is 110 on the heat index. So if we see that coming our way, then yeah, you would see an excessive heat warning. I think we had one of those last summer, if I'm not mistaken. The peak heat index forecast, at least through the weekend and the start of next week, is around 102 to 105 degrees. So we're just right on the cusp there. But please do be careful if you're going to get out and monkey around and have some fun this weekend, which I encourage. After all, summer is starting tomorrow night, a little after, about this time, 9:46, 7, I think, is when the solstice occurs. So we will say goodbye to spring right now and hello to summer tomorrow. I'll see you on 14 News at 10. In the meantime, stay safe, and thank you so much for watching 14 News at 9.